Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another video. Um, yeah. Um, I'm gonna try and keep this one brief. If you guys can't tell, I've just come back from a very long day, so uh, I am a little bit on the tired side. Um, all right. So I basically picked out a manga series at random, um, and I picked out Lilim Kiss by Mizuki Kawa. I just want to check the name here real quick. Um, Let me see. Mizuki Kawashita. Um, this is an odd series, or it's not odd, but um, it's whimsical, if that makes any sense. Um, now make up your mind. Where are you sitting? Um, the story basically follows a young sort of middle school kid who ends up he's the delinquent, the guy with the bad habit of getting into fights all the time. And he finds this bottle containing a succubus who then sort of moves in with him as a kind of live-in girlfriend. Um, that's basically the plot. Um, and as you can imagine, hijinks ensue because she's a succubus and he's a human. So, um, the series only lasted for 2 volumes, and I'm actually kind of glad that that it only lasted for 2 volumes, because to have pushed it any further would have just been kind of detrimental, I feel. Um, um, sit. Um, the humor is pretty good. Um, the school life element is okay, and the romance is actually pretty good. Ah, okay. Um, I don't normally read these types of series. I find them to be generally very melodramatic in some places. So um, yeah, I tend to just avoid these like the plague. But this is a series that I've actually read a couple of times, and it's actually pretty good. It's not um, as bad as I thought it would be. It's not a series I would rush back to reading either. I have to admit it took me quite a while to get back into it, but um, I liked the general premise. I liked the approach to the comedy aspect in particular. Um, it the only problem that I had with the humor was that it relied very much on sight gags. So basically, you see something and you laugh at it because it looks funny, right? Um, Now it wasn't only sight gags. There were a couple of legitimately funny jokes in the series as well, but for the most part, there was just a lot of sight gags or sight gag humor. Um, in terms of the characters, the main male lead is just boring. there's no real personality to him at all. If I was going to read this series again, or if they were to do a spin-off, I would rather they put more stuff together on Lilim in particular, on the succubus character, because she really, I mean, it's called Lilim Kiss, right? So you'd expect that the titular character would have a big role, and she does, sort of. It seems to me that she was very much sidelined. That makes any sense. Basically, the story is named after her, but she's just sort of there. Everybody else is doing everything. So yeah, I could have done with a bit more in the way of character development, but considering that it's only 2 volumes, I can't really fault the series for that. Artwork is okay. It can be quite beautiful at times. In terms of dialogue, nothing's really memorable, you know. And like most series like this, you get moments where you just want to strangle both lead characters. I can't remember the boyfriend character's name, or boyfriend character's name. God, he really is a blank slate, isn't he? Oh, I guess bottom line, it's a good series. The humor is okay. The character development is fine. The story as a concept is okay. The execution is a little bit shaky, I felt, but it works for what it needs to be. Okay, it's a school life romance comedy supernatural blend. It knows that it's silly, or it has silly moments, but it takes itself seriously when it needs to be taken seriously, or it takes itself seriously in the darker moments of the series, I should say. Thank goodness, I have to be very honest, I'm actually very thankful that it only lasted for 2 volumes, because you get what they call a false ending, it seems to end, and then it's not over, so they add something on to give it like a happy ending, and then you find out the happy ending isn't the real ending of the story, it actually goes on. And in this case, they don't do that, so it's definitely a plus for me. I'm trying to think. There isn't really much to say about this series. Like I said, it's only 2 volumes. They're pretty easy to read. If you're into that kind of thing, obviously. Yeah, it's a good series, but you have to be in the mood for it as well. And I think I just repeated myself there. Oh boy, I really am. Alright, I seem to be falling asleep on camera here, guys. So I'm gonna try and wrap this up real quick. Bottom line, it's a good series. If you haven't read it, yeah, give it a shot if you're like into this kind of thing. Personally, I thought it was a good series, but I also felt that they could have done more. I know it's only 2 volumes, and I know I just said that I'm glad it was only 2 volumes. But even if it was only 2 volumes, they could have done a lot more with the characters to make them more likable, a little bit more relatable. I mean, because as is the titular character is this ditzy girl who has very little in the way of common sense, and that might be very off-putting to some readers. I personally found it amusing at first, endearing at points, but overall eventually it just got annoying. So, would I recommend this series? Yes. If you're into this kind of thing, or you're looking into, if you've never read a manga series in your life, and you're looking for a series to get into, or get into manga, this would be a very tentative starting point, because like I say, not everybody is into this kind of genre material. So yeah, there are better series. Like I said, I thought it was good, but it could have been better. So yeah, that's my manga series review for my 4-video challenge. And it's now Christmas Eve, so I don't know. Well, at the time of this recording, it's Christmas Eve, so um, have a good Christmas, guys. Thank you for watching. Um, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun, sort of going back through my memory of the series, basically, because generally I actually go back and reread it and then spend like a week planning, but in this case I didn't really get the chance. So this review is sort of bare bones. I did I think I did a more detailed review on the channel website on WordPress. The link, I'll put the link in the description below. Yeah, if you liked the video and you want to see more content, or you want to recommend titles to me, that's fine. You can leave all your comments and your questions and your suggestions in the comments section. If you like the video, then leave a like, and you can follow me on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on WordPress, of course. My Instagram, I have to be honest, my Instagram is kind of a blank slate at the moment. I haven't really had a chance to put anything together there yet. That's something I'm going to do in the new year, and more on that in another video. But for now, let me know what you thought of this review. Have you read this series? And if so, what did you think of it? Did you find the humor irritating? Did you find the characters irritating? Why or why not? And yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, have a great Christmas, guys, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.